Jordy Culotta Show.
Wave your hand out there, baby!
Shout out to the show.
She puts the pinky into the nostril. Man, look at that.
Healthy competition, there's nothing like it.
Y'all grow up.
The line's wrapped around the stadium.
Different strengths. I just lost a tooth.
It's going to be fun.
You know, we might have a story.
I love what you're doing.
Ojulari wants to take us fishing this afternoon.
Sharif, you play for the bad boys of the SEC, man. We don't apologize to anybody.
A lot of people are saying you're going to be wearing number 7.
I don't really know. I want to.
See, look crazy, Bill.
Good feet on the old man.
Definitely come back. I love.
We'll be right back with the Jordy Culotta Show. All right, welcome into a Thursday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, built every day by R&B Builders, our friends over at R&B. Get in touch with Rhett Bourgeois and the crew over there. They're on Instagram, and also online at rmb-builders.com. Looking forward to today's show as we'll be joined in studio by BJ Ojulari. We'll talk to him about yesterday's pro day and some of the conversations that he had. Stewie was over there covering the event for us, so we'll talk to him about what's going on yesterday as Bill Belichick was out there. There was a lot of power in the NFL that was in Baton Rouge yesterday checking out Pro Day. We'll ask Stewie what they saw coming up here at some point. We'll also talk to Chris Blair. The voice will be here at 8:15, just like he is every Thursday morning, as we'll talk to Blair about tonight's enormous matchup between Tennessee and LSU as the Tigers are set to host now number 9 Tennessee.
Or 10, depending on where you look.
Right. I've kind of pumped this thing up as 1 versus 2 to a lot of people. But 1 versus 9 right now with LSU Tennessee. Either way, this is the series that everybody's been waiting on. This is the one that everybody's been talking about. This is the one that will be on national television tonight, as it'll be a 7 o'clock start inside of the box, and you will see 2 of the top pitchers in college baseball, maybe the top 2 pitchers to come off the board coming up in the draft, as Paul Skeens, who is 6-0 on the season with a .72 ERA and 71 strikeouts on the year, is going to be going up against junior right-hander for Tennessee, Chase Dollander. Dollander is struggled a bit this season, a little unexpected for the Aces. He's 4-2 on the season with a .393 ERA. Either way, you're looking at 2 of the top arms in college baseball, as LSU has won 4 of its last 5 games, including a series over number 3 Arkansas last weekend, where they took care of business in the midweek game versus Grambling this week, and Tennessee comes in playing better than they had to start the year, and They struggled out of the gate, obviously being swept by Missouri, but they finished up last weekend taking 3, and now 3-3 on the season in conference and 20-6 overall. So this is going to be a fun one, man. And Chris Blair is going to be here at 8:15 this morning, and we'll talk to him all about getting prepared for this series and what's to be expected. So many personalities on each side of the dugout here. When you talk about Tony Vitello for Tennessee, you got Tommy Tanks for LSU. Paul Skeens going tonight, who's shown he's got a lot of emotion out there when he's pitching. Dollander kind of the same way. So this thing's going to be electric, man. I mean, this is going to be as good as the new box could possibly paint, an environment that you probably don't want to miss. I know that I've said many a times you won't find a bigger bandwagon fan in the world than me, and this is when the bandwagoners are going to come out when the top teams are here and 2 of the top arms, and I expect it to be about 13,000 tonight.
Well, I was going to say, where are you on your guy Tony V? You were driving the bandwagon for him, so
I'm still a fan
the
of Tony
Italian,
V.
I'm still
a fan of Tony.
Blood is thicker than water.
You got to kind of keep your Tony V love a little reserved these days.
You're going to catch hate. You're going to catch hate for this.
He has shown his ass a little bit.
I mean, he's Italian.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You're going to catch a couple strays from this.
That's all right. Stayed in his corner. Wave that flag.
That season, 2 years ago was, that was one that he put an X directly on his back. And since then,
the marked man.
He has not had the success. One thing is that his teams are going to be ready to play. They're going to have their own personality. They're going to be one of those teams that you love to hate. That it's easy to hate and you like to see them fail. So, I'm looking forward to kind of seeing him in this atmosphere.
Oh, you'll see him out there a lot.
Absolutely. This is the biggest atmosphere he's ever coached in. From a regular season
standpoint, yeah,
without question. I mean, from just the lore of this program to this team. I have definitely crossed over and now a believer that this is one of the best LSU baseball teams that they've ever had.
And we talked about it a little bit last night on Mic'd Up, and some of the people in the chat, it's like it basically feels like good versus evil is how they were like billing it because of how LSU goes about their business. They do it they have swagger, don't get me wrong, but they do it a little bit differently than what Tennessee does, which is in your face, brash, coming into your ballpark and going to say this is our ballpark. And so I feel like there's going to be some, whether it be from the first pitch or pregame, there's going to be animosity from the jump.
From the pregame, man. You will be able to
because LSU doesn't put up with any shit.
Yeah, and not in this type of atmosphere, not at home. I mean, this is as good of an atmosphere as the box will have ever had in a regular season. The new one.
New box, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this has been talked about for so long, and now here we are. It almost has a football.
Yeah, you think we'll get a Skeens strikeout? Go sit down. I love that.
Skeens will bark.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Skeens and Tommy White are the two that will,
and so will Dolander.
I'm just talking about
it's going to be emotional.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Looking
it's going to be
dugout,
charged.
it's going to be.
It's going to be charged, man. This whole thing.
Am I
hell
going?
Yeah, I'm going.
How did you get tickets?
I'm using my press pass.
This guy.
What do you mean to do? What do you want from me?
Do I get a press pass?
Same.
No, not tonight.
It's Thursday. I'm working today.
I mean, you can take it. You can take it next weekend.
Sorry, Ron.
But I mean, this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, really. I mean, this is big time college baseball at its finest. I mean, and especially tonight. I think the whole series is going to play up. I think that all games are going to be electric. I think all of them are going to have, kind of a cutting edge to them. But tonight is going to be the feel of, the biggest of them because of who's on the mound, the start to the series. Really what I'm most curious to see is what the feel around campus is around lunchtime.
Oh,
Till first pitch.
I've heard people are going to get out there around 11 and 12.
Oh, I would hope so.
And it's Thursday.
I would think so. I would think that if the weather is, are we all good on the weather?
Oh yeah,
all good.
No, no, you shouldn't go. It's bad, terrible weather.
Yeah, right.
Cold and rainy.
Well, you know what? That doesn't hit the suite, so we're good. Close that door, Charles, if you don't mind.
Hey, Chris.
But it's, I think that the atmosphere around campus today is going to be phenomenal. I mean, it's going to have a football type feel. In fact, put it in the polls, Stewie, in our Southern Eye poll question of the first hour. Southern Eye Center, of course, located on Jefferson Highway. Remember to get over and check out Southern Eye Center. They got great selection of sunglasses. What time are you heading out to campus?
Now.
Before noon, post noon, or first pitch? First pitch tonight, 7 o'clock. So if you're heading out there, traffic probably going to be pretty tight this evening as people will be making their way into campus. I expect standing room only. I don't think that there's a ticket left in town to get into this place. And if you are in there and you're getting in late, I think it's going to be type of kind of a standing room type atmosphere for this one. So
standing room only isn't bad either.
No, it's not.
You can snag a good little spot.
Absolutely.
We did it for the Arkansas series where we just kind of stood behind the first rows of home plate, pretty much, where you're next to the concessions, but you can see everything. So it'll be wall to wall.
Dylan Cruz will be on display tonight, of course, for versus Chase Dolander. Cruz, of course, leads the nation, number one in the nation, in batting average, on base percentage, and in runs scored. He's number 2 in the country in slugging percentage and hits. Tommy Tanks is number 1 in the country in ribbies and in ribbies per game. I'm sorry, in RBIs per game, and number 2 in total RBI with 42. So the stars are producing for LSU. Paul Skeens leads the country in strikeouts. Skeens and Cruz are both the national players of the week.
Every week.
The co-national players of the week. So this is as big as it gets, man.
What's that history for Cruz now? 23, 24 games?
22.
22.
Oh, don't, yeah.
I'm just,
we're just on 22
asking.
now. We're on to Tennessee.
Yeah, I was just asking.
So
What's up
tonight,
there?
first pitch, 7 o'clock.
Done that on the show before. I know how hard it is.
What?
Hit streaks.
Oh. Don't put the camera on Stewie. I fold. You give me a microphone, I'm going to talk.
Poche J, the Culotta Show hype with Keyshawn still going strong?
Yes. Fight me.
Stewie,
this
feed
is
me.
Stewie's,
What happened?
Yeah, this is Stewie's hill to die on.
Golly, I was so I was so discouraged.
I was
yesterday.
upset at the fact that he didn't run the 40. And, like, at least try to improve his vertical, maybe. Like, I could see, like, not running the 40. You ran a 4.5, which is cool. But the vertical
He's
is
a
like.
track guy.
Yeah, but, like, I mean, a lot of those cats are track guys and they only ran 4.5. But the vertical is where it's like.
29?
Yeah, like, teams are like, hold on. We can't throw him any jump balls. He can't even dunk. Like, and he's supposed to be one of the most athletic receivers in the nation. With a 29-inch vert?
All right, so paint the picture for me yesterday. What was Pro Day like?
So, starts off, everybody's warming up. The build-up to this thing was
Always.
kind of insane. Like,
Yeah.
everybody's warming up for, like, the drills, like the 40, vertical. And you see Keyshawn, he's just in a backpack and a hoodie. And it was kind of weird. It's like him and Ali Gay and Seven Banks were hanging out. So, it was like that trio of people that weren't working out. So everybody was like, is Keyshawn like not working out? Like he hasn't taken off his stuff, he hasn't warmed up, like he wasn't doing anything. Like he was just walking around talking to people. And so come to find out he's not doing drills. So everybody was like, okay, well he's just gonna stick with those combine numbers. Like literally every media
Murmurs.
person just started like going to their phones like Keyshawn Boutte's like just saying
Hanging
basically
out.
he's didn't fuck it. And so that goes on, and then they get to the on-field stuff. He starts warming up, and that's when the oohs and ahs came out. Like, oh, like he can still move. Like he can still kind of get around, but you could also kind of tell he was out of shape a little bit. Like he didn't want to. At one point, he didn't want to switch sides of the field because he was tired. And like
Made the quarterback come
yeah,
to
like
him.
he made the quarterback go to him. Like he told Jaden he wasn't switching sides because he was tired, basically.
How?
I don't know. It was just
How? He's going to get drafted.
yeah, he is.
He's going to get drafted. He's going to get drafted in probably the late 3rd round and maybe early 4th round is where I would project him, and some of the things that I've read and people that I've heard just kind of talk about him. But I just don't understand how in a time of an athlete's life that during this process it can be handled this poorly. And again, I love Keyshawn and wish Keyshawn the best. I just, whoever is giving him advice or whatever he is doing, because at some point there has to be accountability, right? I mean, there has to be some personal accountability. I mean, you're still a young adult going into a professional time in your life where it is your responsibility to, at the very least, be in physical shape or enough shape to pass the tests that they need to see on whether or not you can play at that level. Right? I mean, because like we talked about yesterday, the love of the game conversation from scouts, GMs, head coaches, to people that are around amateur athletics, and I don't mean to call college just, beneath the professional level sports is real, right? I mean, like that stuff is so real. There's too many options on the table to invest money into someone that you question whether or not they truly enjoy and love what they do. And at this point, I'm past asking that, right? I mean, the simple fact that you're not in shape during this part of the process and put that on display in the biggest job interview in your life a month and a half ago, and then didn't take that message seriously enough to get back into shape, or at least work yourself into enough shape where you could improve what you put down, and then, really kind of have the audacity to not change sides of the field and show up out of shape. And it's just, at the very least, it's very alarming if you're making those decisions at the next level. I mean, think about what the closed door conversations are on Keyshawn Boutte. I mean, can't you imagine? I mean, if you watch the film of this guy, he's chopping up SEC and college football defenses for 2 years nearly, right? And then there's a season that you question on, is he healthy? Can he move? He makes one play at the end of the year, I thought, that really shut up all the critics. Mm-hmm. I really did. I thought the play against Georgia where he went 70 untouched early in the game against Georgia's starting defense really shut a lot of the critics down. I know for me, where I had doubt, wondering, can he still do that? It gave me this reservation of, oh, damn, he's in the discussion of a first-round pick again. Like, really in the discussion of a first-round pick. If I see that and I'm the general manager picking in the top 15 in the first round and I need a wideout, that's refreshing to see that Keyshawn Boutte can still do that. And then the news from that day has just not been anything positive towards the draft status. He's going to get drafted. He's going to get a shot. And in all likelihood, he's probably going to go to a great situation. Because one thing that happens when, you kind of maybe set yourself back with your performance in the pre-draft process is that now all 32 teams are in play. I mean, Keyshawn's one draft selection away from going to Kansas City, going to Denver, going to New England, going to San Francisco, going somewhere where there's solid leadership, a solid ownership, a rock solid foundation of a program that, is almost won't allow him to fail if he embraces it. I mean, think about some of those programs, some of those organizations that have probably saved a lot of people's career by just going to an organization that is organized, that is ready to help you become a pro. Because that's what he's going to need, man.
Well, you saw the one man there that could probably do that, right? Stewie?
Uncle Bill.
And
he had a close eye on Keyshawn. Like, he was.
How many coaches were there? What'd you say? Like, obviously Bill Belichick's easy to notice because he's got this aura about himself where it's.
I really didn't see any other head coaches. It was a lot of position.
Tomlin went there?
No Tomlin. It was a lot of position coaches. I want to say the Jets DB coach was there. The Bears DB or receiver coach, the guy that went to LSU.
Tyke Tolbert?
Yeah, he was there.
Uh-huh.
Saints linebacker coach was there. That's really I saw the Texans there, but I didn't see who it was.
I mean, the Texans are a great example. You look at Stingley. I mean, Stingley is drafted in the top 3. His team is probably going to be bad for the first 3 to 4 years of his career. Just trying to get it right? I mean, they're going to probably take a quarterback in this draft, so it's going to take him a year.
They've already fired their head coach.
Yeah, the new head coach. I mean, it's just There's a lot of stuff that's, kind of moving under his feet. Keyshawn is going to be available 2.5 rounds in. Every single team on the board is going to have an opportunity to evaluate Keyshawn, and at some point, he's going to be stuck up on that board where people are going to say, okay, now he's a steal, right? I mean, a once projected possible top 10 pick. What do you think Keyshawn's draft status was at the middle of his sophomore year?
Oh, my God. He was projected
He was a
like
top
top
five
five. Yeah.
He was definitely the number one wide receiver coming off the board in the 2023 NFL draft.
We didn't even know who Jordan Addison was.
No, and it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. I mean, he was unguardable at times. I mean, the last 3 games of his freshman year and the first 7 games of his sophomore year, it could be argued he was the best player in the sport. I mean, he scored once every 8 times he touched the ball as a sophomore.
Yeah.
I mean, that's video game stuff, man. He's running around in the SEC. I mean, it wasn't like he was running around on a 3A high school field.
And they're double covering him.
I mean, yeah, right. And at some point, everybody knew where the ball was going. I mean, he was
in a broken offense.
In a line of wide receivers that LSU was producing of caliber like Terrace Marshall, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase. You didn't skip a beat. I mean, you really didn't. You almost didn't lose anything with Keyshawn in the lineup. I mean, think about him. He was a freshman All-American. He rewrote the record books in the game versus Ole Miss the last time we saw him as a freshman. And then, like we said, I mean, his sophomore year before he broke his foot at Kentucky, there wasn't a better player. There might have been a player as good, but there wasn't one that was better than him.
I mean, you can even rewind and come out the gates against UCLA. He was the offense.
Jesus.
Oh, my God.
He looked so good running in the
But
Rose
they catch him
Bowl.
against Auburn.
Yeah. Oh, the one hand.
I mean, he was toying with people.
I think he's still running in the Rose Bowl somewhere.
Oh, he looks so good in that game.
But and that's what I wanted to get to. You obviously see the build-up. You talked about the Kentucky game. Is this the foot?
Could be.
Yeah.
I mean, look, he had 2 surgeries last offseason.
And
he sat right there, and I mean, he was like, he just had the second surgery, and a lot of people were like, wait, he had a second one? I mean, it was a foot injury on any type of player is worrisome. A foot injury on big guys in basketball and explosive guys in football is really concerning, right? And a wide receiver like Keyshawn he's really explosive. I mean, he runs routes. He comes out of the breaks. He explodes and tries to accelerate. I mean, all of that stuff looks as if it's been kind of neutralized. It looks like something's happened to it.
I will say he did look smoother than he probably did at the combine. Like in his drills and the short drills that he did do, he did look smooth, even though he was out of shape. Like
That's the problem, though, right? Like, whenever you're Keyshawn, who doesn't pop at the combine, and everybody was leading up to it, everybody's like, this is your opportunity to show that you can be a first, second round pick. Like, you have to show out here. He does the opposite. Then you go to Pro Day. The whole build up into Pro Day is, all right, Keyshawn has 2 months to get ready and get in shape and be able to, one, run again where it'll be a time-friendly environment, right, where you can pop above, below a 4.5. You can't hide a vertical, but you can train to jump higher than a 29-inch vertical. And then he decides to do neither and just kind of runs around, does some cone drills where he looks out of shape.
He looked more out of shape running routes.
That's what I'm saying.
But
how?
Like
that would be
he looked quick, twitchy.
I mean,
in
that's
this.
not bad right there.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He looked smooth. But once he got to the route running portion, you could tell
he was gassed.
He was gassed. He's holding his knees almost. Asking for water, holding his knees, stuff like that. I know
that looked good.
And if I noticed that right, if I noticed that though, think about what all the 32 teams that were there.
Oh, you think Bill Belichick?
Here's what they're also thinking. If
fix
he
him.
can do that,
exactly,
I can get him into shape.
Show it again.
I mean, if he's moving like that.
That's why I said he looked smooth in every drill.
It is effortless.
And he caught everything. He didn't drop a pass.
See, he's getting. I mean, he's gonna be on a team.
Yeah, we ain't talking about an undrafted situation here.
But I mean, if he goes to New England, Cincinnati,
Be scared.
Kansas City,
Be very
Philadelphia,
afraid.
Buffalo.
Philly, Buffalo. I mean, he's going to have to fight through some elements type stuff. You know what I mean? But I mean, get in touch with Kevin Falk and Rohan Davey. By the way, shout out to Rohan Davey, new head coach
New
at
head
Ascension
coach.
Christian,
Wow.
and football coach.
Where my dogs at?
Where my
Ascension
dogs
Christian.
at?
They about to be,
Jeez.
and I'm bringing
No
Louis
doubt.
with me.
They're about to be coming out like car. But shout out to Ro, man. That was good stuff. Jay plays on his 7. I'm telling you, man. Jordan plays on Rohan's 7-on-7 team, and Rohan kind of uses Jordan as he plays quarterback and he plays him at safety, and then like sometimes he'll put him kind of like in the slot. But Rohan coaching football is when he's just on the field coaching, bruh.
Nobody better.
He's such a good teacher, and he relates so good. We sat Jordan out of a tournament because he got written up at school back-to-back days.
Oh.
And sports is his thing. You know what I mean, like
Gotta
you
take it away from him.
I mean, that's his deal right now. That's what he's passionate about. That's what he loves more than anything. I mean, we still got that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not girls and cars yet, so I mean, it's still sports. So we take the sports away from him. We took the sports away
the worst
from
punishment.
him, no doubt. And he was like practicing. Like this was the week. Like Ro was like, "You're starting. You're doing the deal. We're gonna give you your chance." I mean, you know what I mean? And Ro wouldn't have let him play if I'd have told him. I did tell him. I mean, I called Ro. I said, "Ro, I'm not letting him play, man." He said, what's the deal? I said, he got written up twice. Yeah, back-to-back days at school, man. I said, and Ro was like, absolutely. He said, give me his number. And so I said, all right.
Hey.
Mentor.
Absolutely. And
Jay.
Jordan was like, I had a missed call from this number. I was like, I typed in my phone. I showed him who it was. His eyes were like,
Oh, shit.
Coach.
Coach is calling.
oh my God.
You want to be a problem? You want to be a problem?
I was like, you better call him back right now.
Fealty.
Yeah.
He's like,
He was like, right now? I was like, right
sure?
now.
your head shaking. Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach
He's like,
Ro.
Hey, Coach, this is Jordan. I saw I missed your call.
Okay, great start.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, dog. What's up?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You getting your ass written up in school?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What'd he say?
Same thing.
He's like,
Guess
I
I'm
mean,
not
look,
playing this week.
hey, that was 3 weeks ago. He had been written up since. You know what I mean? And let me tell you, it wasn't because of me. He got me when he got written up the second time. I was on his ass, right? I mean, it was
Dad mode.
It was Rohan that he has that respect. You can see the respect that he gets from him on the field because he treats them like human beings. He talks to them like football players, but he treats them like a person, right? And I think the like putting the football stuff on him, it's such a kind of like, whoa, this dude thinks that I can do this type stuff.
Yeah.
Like where you're like,
A
I
vote
mean,
of
that was Tom
confidence.
Brady's backup, dude.
Right,
He's
like-
like, what? And I'm like, no doubt. I mean, he
Like,
played with
this is-
Brady.
this is Brady's
Like 3 years,
backup.
he played with Brady. I mean, like he's like, oh, I'm like, we'll pull up like Josh Reed and road clips. He's like, whoa.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm like,
can
I'm
throw
like
it.
Jordan, this is 2001. You know what I mean? Like this is when people were just running the football. Like nobody was throwing the football in the SEC, bro.
This is way before
I
your
mean,
time,
these dudes were
kid.
like, this
Terrified.
is Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
I mean, straight up. You know what I mean? And he's so like it's a whole new like deal with.
He's just finding out who Rohan is.
Right. Just kind of figuring out who he is. And, like, now that he's his football coach, I mean, once those kids feel that, Ro's going to be I'm telling you, he's born to be he's made to be a football coach. Like when you get him on the field,
Oh,
and you can
Jesus.
get him on the field, right? Like everything outside of the field that he's got to, you're like, dude, just get on the field and go coach.
Yeah.
Just like he was as a player.
Exactly. I mean, he's just a gamer.
Yeah.
Just a gamer.
Hated practice.
Bro, just go to the game.
Just show up for the show, man.
We ain't worried about nothing else.
But if you're Jordan, like if you would just for a little bit, like when you're that age and even all the way through high school, that's the only thing that kept me in school was the thought of not being able to play sports.
Absolutely.
Like I would have been I was already
and then
bad in
having
high school.
somebody like that,
Right.
That like was counting on me that if I let them
And you
down,
just let them
bro,
down.
like that's gonna kill that.
It's
they're gonna
better
come after
happen
me.
to now.
No doubt.
And that's what I guess you can almost circle it back to the Keyshawn situation where when Stewie tells me that he has Jaden coming to him for drills, that gives me big Do you remember the Jamarcus Russell combine where everybody freaked
I was
out?
talking about it yesterday.
Yeah, the NFL Pro Day, but they said that Todd McShay said it's the most.
Still does.
Yes, and
Still does.
he said I should have known. Something was up whenever
It just happened with Zach Wilson.
Yes. Well, with Jamarcus, after he worked out, he asked for a chair to sit down because he was tired. And he's like, Todd McShay was like, when I look back on it, I should have known that meant something. Like, you threw it like 60 times. You should be able to go through this and not.
Against nobody.
Against nobody. And we're as impressive as anything.
Right.
But he was like, he was out of shape, and we should have known that. I've never seen a quarterback asked to sit down for his interview. Keyshawn asking the quarterback to come to him is kind of that same, I guess, in that same vein of like,
Absolutely. Wow.
what are we doing here?
Yeah, right.
To his defense, though, they only had 2 receivers, so it was like
Who is it? Just him and Jure?
it was just him and Jure, so they were going like back to back.
Just what? Was it just Jaden?
Jaden Daniels looked good.
Yeah, it was just Jaden throwing.
I think that's who Bill was eyeing.
Joe Sloan had his script behind him. A little Nuss sighting, but no throwing for Nuss.
Really?
Yeah, no
I guess
throwing.
you can only throw one.
Yeah, I guess.
But he looked thick.
Yeah, he looks good.
Well,
looked good.
There's a picture of him next to Bill, I think, and he looks. What do you think he was his playing weight? 185?
Last year?
Yeah.
I think that would probably be
Yeah,
Kind.
I think he was probably like 175, 180.
I mean, he got power.
Yeah,
played
no,
against
and no
Georgia.
ass.
Yeah,
I mean, Bill's a big ass guy.
Oh, my
Which you
God.
confirmed yesterday, Stewie.
Coach.
Not that it needed a lot of confirmation. I
No.
think there's even like audio.
Yeah,
out on that.
it's out, but he's like
But seeing it in person, I mean, he doesn't hide it.
no, not at all. Like he's straight
Got a
to
fetish.
Just
as
an
soon
ass
as you
gazer,
run
huh?
about,
Yeah.
run by him, he's straight to the ass.
Just
like,
straight to the.
like,
Ankles to ass.
that's a great ass right there.
You get any times,
Hey,
Bill?
let me talk to you real quick, son.
Like he caught a glimpse of Mekhi Gardner's ass, and
Oh,
he just
man. Oh, Seven Banks.
You might as well get your phone number.
yeah,
Yeah.
come here, 2, come over here.
I mean, I guess that was the big, JBC was the big winner of the LSU's Pro Day.
How
huh?
the hell did he not get invited to the combine?
I don't know. I really don't. Like a senior
I
player,
mean, like, what is the cutoff to get? I mean, the guy's running 4.4. How much money did he make yesterday?
42-inch vert.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It would have been third.
yeah, third of the combine amongst
Of
all
any
DBs.
How did you
position.
leave that guy out?
Did he name got a lot of misspelling?
I saw Anthony Bradford jump 30 inches. See, that's the stuff that's like really damning on Keyshawn.
Yep.
You know, where you're like, dude.
D tackles are out jumping you.
Man,
Anthony
330.
Bradford, bro. I mean, he's got like a reputation of not being a hard worker. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's, he just steps on, he rolls out the rack and jumps 30.
Like Edo's been talking about Anthony Bradford.
Loves him.
He talked about Anthony
Hey, what old
Bradford
Anthony Bradford gonna be a player?
every year until he got fired.
Yeah.
And Anthony Bradford
On the way
still
out.
wasn't starting.
I'll miss Anthony Bradford.
That's my boy right there.
he's gonna be a draftee.
What a weird canned answer to have. He's like, it would always come back to Anthony Bradford. He's like, why are we talking about him again? Like, didn't
Offensive
ask.
line is horrible.
Who was the defensive tackle that you always talk
Oh,
about that
my
never
God.
played? The guy that signed from Florida.
Bryce Langston.
Bryce Langston.
Yeah, we love Bryce Langston.
old Langston's gonna be a first rounder at
He's a player.
Dude still hasn't
Nobody
played.
saw he didn't even play the spring game.
Sitting in the stands.
I mean, Ojulari talked about him like he was Warren Sapp.
Yes.
I mean, every time he opened his mouth, he talked about him.
He had two-
fired up for this freshman Bryce Langston.
Like him and Anthony Bradford.
Get off the ball. I'll tell you what, that boy can get off the ball.
He's like-
like,
You love those
Please.
two guys.
like, what number is he? I mean, like,
he's number 81.
tight end.
Man got a tight end number. But Jayden does look big.
Yeah.
oh yeah, coach, he looks good. I mean, I'm telling you, he's probably tipping the scales at 200.
Yeah, he's definitely 200 right now.
Look at
Vascular.
Bill.
He's looking at an ass right now.
Oh, for sure.
Look at that smile.
He's like Keyshawn, number 7.
Dylan Cruz must have just walked in.
Oh, he would have lost it.
Is that a DB?
Who's that? Yeah. I can make you a wide receiver, son. You know my track history? Julian Edelman, Wes Welker.
I thought he looked great. Anybody else stand out yesterday besides JBC? He made a ton of money.
Michael Baskerville looked good. He looked smooth.
Baskerville feels like a Patriot.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Oh, Bill was on him too.
I bet.
Love the ass.
I saw some video of Bill was like down in like the French Quarter like the last couple of days. He's making he's making a little vacation out of it.
He's hanging out
He's just chilling.
with shorts on, cargo shorts.
Yeah, he had to leave the coaches meeting. Get me out of here.
Him and Andy Reid were the only two with shorts on.
Yes.
I love
Front
that,
center.
dude.
Yeah.
I love that. The two tenures.
Like I have
Look
more.
at these rookies.
I have more Super Bowls than all of these clowns.
Yeah. Y'all haven't earned short status yet. Like, you got to show up in pants and a suit. That picture, I don't know why they take it every year, but
I get just for this.
yeah, you can,
Just so you can point and laugh.
It's like the school picture.
It really is.
It is.
and you can see what coaches are like, I'm on the chopping block. Like,
Like I'm about
I'm either new here
No doubt.
or like,
not gonna be here next year.
I will be in this
This is
picture.
my
next
last
year.
one.
Yeah, just erase me from the memory.
Coordinator life for the rest of my career.
But then Sean Payton got to show back up, and he's just lapped up. That man is just owning all of the space wherever he sits down. He is so comfortable in this role as he couldn't wait to be back.
No doubt.
He's like, hey, what's
I
that?
couldn't wait for him to be back.
And poor Dennis Allen.
Sub DA.
They said he was the only one wearing his lanyard. I'm still a coach. I know y'all see
Yeah,
Sean.
Hey, can I get a packet from you guys?
Yeah.
I'm actually the Saints head coach.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, man.
Oh, sorry about that.
Not for
Grab
long.
this door for you. So Keyshawn with a, we'll see, man. We'll see. He'll get drafted, but he'll definitely earn it. It'll be interesting to see where he goes. Big one tonight with baseball. We're going to talk to BJ Ojulari coming up here at 8 a.m. this morning. Looking forward to that. But the box tonight is going to be the spot as LSU is taking on Tennessee. Of course, that's going to be a 7 o'clock first pitch. You're looking at Chase Dolander versus Paul Skeens tonight. We're going to talk to Chris Blair about that matchup coming up at 8:15 this morning as the Tigers and Volunteers are getting set for a first pitch on, I believe it's on ESPNU.
Yeah, ESPN.
That's what, yeah, they got Kyle Peterson in the booth. They dragged him out, which, that's how you know it's prime time.
Big
'cause
gun.
KP.
That man doesn't show up until Omaha. I don't know what he does other than,
I think he calls MLB games.
does he?
Uh-huh. for
Okay,
ESPN.
yeah, so they're bringing out the big guns for the Thursday night matchup, which is why I guess it's on Thursday. But if there's any place in the world where you can get away with leaving work, going to tailgate for 6 hours on a Thursday, it is Baton Rouge, Louisiana for a baseball game where if you're piecing out the office after like just walking by the boss,
Absolutely.
they're like, yeah, dude, go. I'm right behind you.
Oh, this is 3 straight Thursdays for you out there if you're a sports fan, that you should have no production coming from your cubicle. I mean, you should have zero come, and the phone should ring from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. this afternoon.
Who's calling?
With no voicemails, exactly.
Do you not hear that phone ringing? Nah.
So 2 Thursdays ago was the start to the tournament. Last week, of course, the Sweet 16, and then this week is LSU versus Tennessee. Just talking about if you're a local and you're in South Louisiana, you're going to make your way over to campus because, I mean, this does have like kind of a football type Saturday feel to it where, or a football like type Friday feel to it where, I mean, the town shuts down
RVs are here.
Thursday at lunch, right, in football season, especially for like a big game. You know what I mean? Like there's a big game in town, ain't nothing happening after Thursday at lunch, right? I mean, Friday, everybody's eating lunch from, 7 a.m. until
I'm at
midnight.
lunch.
You're having lunch.
Yeah,
Having
I'm
lunch.
Yeah, I'm at lunch.
I'm meeting a client.
Still at lunch. I'm probably going to get to it on Monday.
What's that in the back? Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. They're watching a replay of 2006 up here. It's
Clients,
weird.
big Tiger fans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2019 game.
Closing the deal, boss. What do you want me to tell you?
Guy loves Joe Burrow. What do you
Yeah.
want me to do?
John Quave, anybody got tickets for sale? I don't know, Johnny. You might have to auction off your oldest here.
I have to sell a
Your
kid.
firstborn.
Yeah, right.
I guess your best bet is to go on campus and just see if anybody blacks out and sells their ticket like they're not going to make it.
I'm not going to the game.
That's the football move. Like you would see, at least when you were in college, you're like, that kid ain't going to make it.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Why don't you transfer me
Swipe
that
that ticket out of that front
yeah,
pocket.
Yeah. Pledge.
There's no more paper tickets anymore.
No, you got to get their phone.
It's always on the phone. You can screenshot
No, you can get a
it.
paper ticket. Mikey walked in with one for the Arkansas, and I was shocked. It made me kind of panic because I was like, wait, mine's on my phone, I think. Right. I was like, where did you get that? I guess it must be,
Yeah,
like the
Gold Club.
You got that from LSU. Yeah.
I meant the LSU Gold. The LSU Gold.
They're still sending out the paper tickets where you can pick them up from will call. That's what he was doing. I was like,
I'm just going to show you my phone.
Yeah, I paid for that.
So if you're listening to the Culotta Show, John, and you're looking for tickets, steal them. steal somebody's phone, or wait for somebody to pass out and take their paper ticket out of their pocket.
Yeah, somebody's going to be overserved, and just tap your phone to their phone and get the ticket.
That's
Scan
right.
the QR code.
You're welcome.
Top right.
If
right?
you-
Here.
If you get a toothbrush and shave the end of it, you can make a shank too.
Make a shiv.
Remember Daily, we're brought to you by Katie's Restaurant. Get in touch with Katie's Restaurant online at katiesinmidcity.com. If you're making your way into town and you want to stop in and grab some lunch over in the city before you get to Baton Rouge for tonight's game, stop in over at Katie's and tell them here that you heard it here on the Culotta Show. You can stop and see them on Iberville Street. They are located, of course, on Iberville Street. They've got their sister restaurant, Francesca's by Katie's, or Katie's Francesca's by Katie's is a sandwich shop, a deli that's located over in Lakeview. Get in touch with Katie's, katiesinmidcity.com. Katiesinmidcity.com is where you can find them online. We'll be back and close out hour number 1. We'll also set up hour number 2 where BJ Ojulari is going to be in with us. Looking forward to catching up with BJ as he jumped 33.5 inches yesterday, which was an inch higher than he jumped at the combine.
See that, Keyshawn?
And he right now is a late first, early second round projected pick. So really looking forward to catching up with our guy BJ Ojulari as he's going to be here shortly, and we will talk to him about yesterday's pro day and what it's like getting geared up for the NFL draft coming up here at 8 a.m. Chris Blair will be through at 8:15. Stick with us here on the show. Make sure to hit that like button, share button, comment button as we'll be right back with you.
Carpool Queen.
Jordy Culotta Show,
Back from Katie's is Katie.
built by R&B Builders.
Francesca's.
Francesca.
Kicks. Donaldsonville Glass and Body, the trusted name in frame, body, and automotive paint repair since 1977. They have served their customers for over 45 years. You can find them online at dgbauto.com or stop in and see them Railroad Avenue and Division Street out in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Look, they can help you with your insurance claims. They can make the repair process as stress-free as possible. I'm speaking from experience here. I've got numerous windshields, body repair, all done by Kenny and the crew over at Donaldsonville Glass and Body. They are, without question, the most well-equipped shop in the area. Stop in and see them today. Shop them online, dgbauto.com, or stop in and see the crew over in Division Street in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Hey fellas, it's Jordy Culotta for my friends over at Men's Total Health. Guys, do you suffer from fatigue, decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, weight gain or loss of muscle mass, signs of depression, anxiety, hair loss, mental fog, general loss of interest? Then you might be suffering from low testosterone. Go see my friend Mike Roach and his great team over at Men's Total Health over in Metairie at menstotalhealth.net online. And stop in and see how they can change your life today. A simple shot and some knowledge from Mike Roach can get you back up, moving with your energy, get your sex drive back, build your muscle mass, make you feel young again. All online, menstotalhealth.net. Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz.
The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you by A-Bears Lawn Maintenance. Commercial or residential, A-Bears Lawn Maintenance is ready to work. A-Bears can tackle all your homeowners association requirements. Call Blake at 225-485-8022. A-Bears Lawn Maintenance.
Get going and get it done. Get going and get it done. Corrects done. Personal injury done. Work
Hey Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
Are you looking for sound financial advice? Then get in touch with Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. You can call him today at 225-261-8262 or email him daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. If you're planning for retirement, saving for college for children or grandchildren, or just looking for sound investment opportunities, get in touch with Daniel today, 225-261-8262, located on Magnolia Square Drive in Central. Daniel Newman of Edward Jones.
Don't let the name fool you. Men's Total Health has offerings for the ladies, too. Guys, is your wife or partner suffering from urinary incontinence, low sexual desire, or pain during sex? Then the O-Shot might be for her. Don't let it scare you. It's totally natural. It's PRP. And Mike Roach and the crew at Men's Total Health will make you as comfortable as you can be. Contact me for more information, Katie at JordyCulottaShow.com, and I'm happy to tell you everything that Men's Total Health has to offer for the ladies.
Fourier Insurance Agency, established in 1946, locally can help you with any of your home, auto, commercial, contractors, life and health insurance today. Give them a call, 225-383-0682, or log online to FourierAgency.com.
Hey, she's on her way up.
Hey, G, I got you something.
Hey, Coach. What do you think? Is this too much?
If you look good, you play good.
All right, then. Let's get it done.
Welcome back to the Jordy Culotta Show. Closing out hour number 1, we will talk to Chris Blair coming up here in a couple of minutes. BJ Ojulari will stop by and tell us about his pre-draft workouts as the Tigers and LSU and the rest of the college football world get ready for the NFL draft. Coming up here in April, it is assumed that BJ is going to be a late first round, early second round selection, as he added a little bit better of a test score yesterday to his vertical leap, which was very impressive at the NFL Combine, and he was able to extend that a little bit. So hopefully BJ has done enough here in the pre-draft workouts. Obviously, he comes from a bloodline. His brother plays for the New York Giants and has had a really nice start to his career 2 years into his NFL run. So that is obviously a good sign for him. And then one thing that we can all, or that we all know, is that BJ, I'm sure, crushed the interview process. I mean, it would be a dream to have on the team. And if you ask anybody around the program, if you ask any counselors, any teammates, any staffers, any coaches, glowing reviews for BJ Ojulari. I mean, he's from the standpoint, he's been a team captain He wore number 18, which means a ton in LSU football. The program, he is as close to checking every box I think you can from a draft pick standpoint as far as production goes on the field to representing kind of himself in the program off the field. He's as good as anyone that I have covered that has come through LSU that has had just the full array of all of it. I mean, I expect BJ Ojulari to be so successful in whatever he chooses to do after a hell of a run that he has in pro football, right? I mean, he'll probably play 10 years and make Pro Bowls and hopefully be on a winner and have a good career and then go on to do something fantastic post-career just because he's such a successful person. I mean, when you talk to him, it feels successful. He feels as if he's going to succeed. So whoever drafts BJ Ojulari is going to get an absolute standout, both on the field and off the field. And I think people realize that. I think that's kind of the scouting report on BJ. I don't think you have to dive too deep to learn that's who he is. So wherever he goes, they'll get a standout.
That's what I say. Safe, like when you throw around like the word safe as like a draft pick, almost feels like it could be a little taboo, but that's the safest pick in the draft. Like exactly what you're getting with BJ Ojulari. He may not be a top 5 talent, but if you draft him late in the first round, early second, you're going to get somebody that's going to sign their rookie deal, finish their rookie deal, and you're going to want to re-sign him again. And his money's going to make money for him. He'll never be a problem in the locker room. He'll probably help your locker room from day one. So it's somebody that you're getting from a personality standpoint that is gold.
Daniil Hunter. Mm-hmm. Same thing. I mean, remember when Minnesota was trying to extend Daniil Hunter like 2 years into his career, and he accepted it. I think he signed like an $85 million extension. Mm-hmm. And then like by the time he was supposed to become a free agent, he was like, hang on.
Hell no,
I need a new deal. It's like, I mean, I've outperformed this, but it was Minnesota saying like, oh my God, like we've gotten – this guy's got it all.
He doesn't know how good he is.
Like
he's got all of it. Like
we struck gold.
Not only is he a premier player, we can put him out in the community and let him represent us. Like, sign this guy.
Please.
BJ Ojulari is going to be the same type of way. He'll be the same type of prospect where you can put him and let him represent you anywhere. Anywhere.
Oh my God, he's going to do so many speaking tours. Like throw BJ.
Georgia, Marietta.
Georgia. Yeah.
Okay.
Is his brother still with the Giants?
Uh-huh.
I mean, you'd imagine he's put a bug in their ear.
Oh, yeah.
You think?
Look, I'm good. But.
I mean, I don't think
this guy.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's kind of always been the deal, was that the younger brother was the one. I mean, and his older brother's having a really good career.
How old is the older brother?
2 years.
Oh, okay.
He went to Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine that, huh?
I know.
She found one.
I mean, to be able to take him out of Kirby Smart's, Aziz Ojulari is his name.
Oh, cute.
Bless you.
But for LSU to be able to take him out of Georgia's backyard at that time, where he's got a brother on the roster.
What year would that have been?
That would have been 2020.
Yeah.
It was Keyshawn. It was that the 2020 class that featured Arik Gilbert, Keyshawn. Mason Smith's not it. Mason's the next year.
Yeah.
2021. Mason.
Keyshawn, Arik Gilbert, BJ Ojulari.
Who else was in that class?
Bradford?
Eli Ricks.
Eli Ricks, that's right. Eli Ricks. Because they got the number 1 wideout and the number 1 DB.
And they almost had the top 3 wideouts. Because remember, they had Jermaine Burton, Keyshawn,
that's right.
and Rakeem Jarrett.
Rakeem Jarrett. And Jarrett
that went to Maryland?
Yep.
And he spurned LSU on signing day.
He did.
And then he threw the L's down.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Why?
It was weird. He was all in on LSU, and then
What changed him?
I don't know, but
was it
money?
Was it the Joe Brady thing? Because remember, Joe Brady left.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
like a lot of those cats like really wanted to play for Joe Brady.
That is
maybe.
true.
Especially if you're a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Rakeem Jarrett's so good.
BJ's here. Yeah.
Sweet. All right, we'll be right back. BJ Ojulari just walked in. We will talk to him next on the Jordy Culotta Show. Come right back with us. There he is.
Hey, Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
Are you looking for sound financial advice? Then get in touch with Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. You can call him today at 225-261-8262 or email him daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. If you're planning for retirement, saving for college for children or grandchildren, or just looking for sound investment opportunities, get in touch with Daniel today, 225-261-8262, located on Magnolia Square Drive in Central. Daniel Newman of Edward Jones.
Don't let the name fool you. Men's Total Health has offerings for the ladies, too. Guys, is your wife or partner suffering from urinary incontinence, low sexual desire, or pain during sex? Then the O shot might be for her. Don't let it scare you. It's totally natural. It's PRP. And Mike Roach and the crew at Men's Total Health will make you as comfortable as you can be. Contact me for more information, Katie at JordyCulottaShow.com, and I'm happy to tell you everything that Men's Total Health has to offer for the ladies.
Fourier Insurance Agency, established in 1946, locally can help you with any of your home, auto, commercial, contractors, life and health insurance today. Give them a call, 225-383-0682, or log online to FourierAgency.com.
Hey, she's on her way up.
Hey, G, I got you something.
Hey, Coach. What do you think? Is this too much?
If you look good, you play good.
All right, then. Let's get it done.
All right, welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, built every day by RMB Builders. Looking forward to catching up with our guy who's in studio with us after a successful workout yesterday. Didn't do a lot, but he was able to put a little bit better of a jump on his vertical leap, which was very impressive at the combine. He's also been dealing with a little bit of a hamstring issue here that he was open about yesterday during pro day, but all signs are pointing towards BJ Ojulari coming off the board mid-first round, somewhere in the early second round. So hopefully that all stays on track here as we catch up with BJ in studio. Good morning, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. Good to be back.
I bet, man. What's the last couple of months been like as you got away from Baton Rouge and have gone through this process?
Yeah, it's been hectic, a lot of meetings, but it's been a great time, great moment just to take it all in. Meet all these coaches, meet all the staff, and and the NFL personnel. So it's definitely been eye-opening. Yeah.
Something that you expect. Your brother went through it. I think you kind of came to LSU with the aspiration, kind of like you knew that this point of your life was going to come. How was it like kind of dealing with the expectation and going through it? Has it kind of lived up to what you thought it was going to be?
Yeah, it's definitely what, everything everyone said or everything I thought about the whole process is that and more. Just going through the whole process, asking questions and, answering to the best of my ability, improving my football knowledge as well as I go along the way. So just trying to retain something from every meeting or every handshake that I take.
Yeah. So what was the combine like?
It was great. A lot of formals, very hectic time. Didn't have much downtime. But it was great just seeing my teammates. We all went to the combine, just seeing them again. Just seeing familiar faces. So that was a great part. Seeing everyone at the combine performing well as well. So, I was very proud of the guys that went out and did their thing.
Have you talked to all 32 teams by this point?
I wouldn't say no, not all 32. I'll probably say around like 20 range.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you? I know that you mentioned yesterday that you're kind of dealing with some stuff. How is your health?
Yeah, I'm definitely progressing. Still dealing with a strained hamstring. Limited me at the combine, limited me yesterday at Pro Day. But I still wanted to go out there one last time with my brothers, just represent LSU and, show the scouts that I wanted to be out there.
Yeah. What do you make of your 3 years in Baton Rouge? How do you wrap them up? It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It went by so fast.
I bet.
I can't even wrap it up into, a short summary, but I'll definitely just say it made me who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
The city of Baton Rouge embraced me. And the culture at LSU is second to none. That's why I came here, to build something great. The first 2 years, it was a great learning experience. The third year we came out and, we flipped the program around, from going last in the West to first. So, just things like that, building brotherhood, relationships with all my teammates, coaching staffs, and just the people around Baton Rouge. Just like this show was my first NIL deal.
Wow.
So just little things like that, being able to add to my story and my legacy, being able to wear number 18 was a big part for me, just cementing myself into LSU history for life. Wow. Just walking the facility yesterday, seeing my name under the LSU number 18 plaque, it just meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
And it just meant more.
I hope you read the fine print of that contract. We get your sign. Look, man, I can't tell you how many times I have told this audience, and I've told people that are listeners to this show, how much you did for our show in kind of where we were and bringing it credibility and bringing someone. I still remember you coming over that Sunday night after the UCLA game, where you came and sat in studio with us and took questions that night. That was, always something that I thought was so stand up, and you never ran from a microphone. You always answered the tough questions. You're a great representative of LSU, and like we've said, whoever drafts you, is going to get a standout player, but someone that they'll absolutely put out in the community that can represent. What do you expect from LSU now after being in the building last year and knowing where they are? Because now the secret's out, right? Like they're not going to sneak up on anybody. I think y'all have put kind of an X on the program's back where LSU feels like they're back at the table of national contenders.
Right. For me, one of the hardest things about coming out this year was knowing that LSU was going to be national champions. And I'm not going to be a part of the team. So nothing less than a national championship is where they're trending at. Coach Kelly, he has the plan. He has the same process that we used last year. And it's successful. The guys have great chemistry. They're doing great during the spring. So I'm just so excited to see them step on the field against Florida State and just show everybody our process and our preparation.
Yeah. What do you expect from Mason Smith?
Oh, man. I'm just sorry for whoever has to line up against him. He's coming for vengeance. The way he's been working, I've been seeing him out there. They cleared him a little bit. He's doing some drills, and he's just violent. If you go to practice, you're going to see him talking. You're going to see him antagonizing the offense. But that's just his style of game. He just exudes dominance each and every play. So I'm so excited to just see him back on the field.
Yeah. Golly, that was probably the lowest point of the season. And it could have gotten even lower. People forget the next play, you limped off the field.
Right.
I think you went to the tent.
Yeah.
That was a stressful moment. But to see the way that defense bounced back after that moment, did you expect y'all to play at that level like you did all year?
Yeah, I definitely expected it. Just knowing the type of talent and the type of skill set that we had. Hats off to Coach House. Yeah. He does an amazing job dialing up the defense. Him and the position coaches do a great job communicating and just being all on the same page and teaching the information to a way that we can pick it up and translate it to the field. Halftime adjustments are second to none with Coach House, and I think that's where we got a lot of our success. And in the backhand of the game when we come out of halftime, and also hats off to Coach Flint and his staff. If you watch the games, by the end of the game, we're the most conditioned team. So we're still flying
Since
around.
game one.
Yep, flying around, making plays, going even faster than we were in the beginning of the year. So all of that comes together in the process that Coach Kelly has.
Jamar Cain, 1 year with him. He took the Denver Broncos job earlier this week. He stopped by here. Obviously, he loved LSU, Baton Rouge, and he loved that room. What'd you learn from him?
I learned a lot. Just him, coming from Oklahoma, and just being able to relate to him a lot more. The energy that he brought to the room and just to the building every day. I'm gonna miss Coach Cain, but I'm definitely proud of him.
You're gonna keep missing him because they don't have a pick until round 3.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I'm gonna miss Coach Cain. I'm gonna miss Coach Pat. He's at the Minnesota Vikings right now. But I'm just so proud of them. They're very deserving, of going to the next level. And I think they're very qualified to be at the next level. So, just going there, hopefully we can meet in the game or something like that.
No doubt about it. Have you been asked any weird questions or anything during these interviews? I mean, those things come out. Has that happened to you?
Nah, that hasn't really happened to me. Most interviews, pull up tape, family, origin, background. But, no weird question, no, character questions, none like that.
Sure. Does the royalty thing come up?
Yeah, a lot.
Are they wait, tell me about this thing, man. So you're a prince?
Right.
You walk in there watching Coming to America, like, oh, 1 second.
Here he is now.
Yeah, every interview, they bring that up. So, yeah, I've been answering that a lot.
I bet. Wonderlic, have you taken it?
Yeah, I've taken it. I don't know my score yet, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know my score. I feel like
What'd
I did
you think
pretty good on it. It was just basic, math questions, vocabulary questions. So I think I did pretty good. I'm gonna ask Sherm, what my score was.
So you show up to the facility that drafts you on opening day, and they say you can have any number you want. You taking 8 or 18? Are you taking another one?
It depends on what's open. I'll definitely like to continue the 18 legacy, but 8 is just appealing to little kids, single number.
Jersey sales, you got to think about that stuff now.
I mean, it's a business, right?
Exactly, it's a business, man.
Yeah, but 18, it's definitely historic. It's going to be historic, for the whole time. LSU is going to be a historic number. So if I can carry that on, I have no problem doing that.
What's it like being in that fraternity of LSU football?
It's like no other. We have a group chat. It's just every time you step into the facility, it's just like it feels like it's yours, almost. It's a fraternity that a lot of guys, are not going to be able to experience.
Sure.
But it's a brotherhood as well. Foster Moreau, sad to hear what happened to him, but it's a brotherhood. In the group chat, everyone texted him, praying for him in good spirits. So we're a band of brothers that stick together. No matter how old you were, if you were the first 18, all the way to the last me, the respect for each other is at the highest. So, and then 18 doesn't just stop when you're at LSU. So after you still have to carry on that tradition and the way you carry yourself and your character traits.
They say that Deshaun Womack could be the next edition of you, an early performer, freshman. Have you met him? What do you expect of him?
Yeah, I met him. I actually helped recruit him. So I'm very excited for Deshaun. I think he's going to be a great addition to the defense. He's going to be able to create plays. Him, Savion, Wingo, Mason. Just saying these names is getting me a little excited.
Yeah.
And I ain't even mentioned Perk yet. So
are they going to move him inside?
I'm not sure. He's going to be out everywhere.
Yeah.
He's going to be on edge,
right?
inside, yeah.
With running back.
He's going to be everywhere.
Speaking of single digits.
Yeah. But yeah, he's gonna be great for us. Just filling in the void that I left behind. there's other guy like Braden as well. So they definitely want to go get guys that can rush the passer and affect the quarterback. So I'm definitely excited to see that as well.
All right, bro. Work's done, right? I mean, pretty much. I mean, this is kind of you're kind of waiting on the draft now. What's the schedule like?
So me getting in the training room, working out, getting ready for rookie minicamp, being healthy for rookie minicamp, and hit the ground running. That's really it. It's a waiting game right now. We have some team visits, top 30 visits coming up soon, starting in April. So after that, it's just like you said, a waiting game, staying in shape, and just staying ready for the call.
How much do people ask you during this process how much you love the game?
I don't think they don't really ask me much. If you pull up the tape, you can see the passion
Mm-hmm.
in the game. Vocal. Everyone in the facility, talks about me in a good light. So teams already have a good feel for my character and my love for the game and my passion. So I don't think that's a question that they think about too much.
Been awesome to watch you play the last 3 years, man. Thanks for what you've done for our show, bro. Pulling for you as always. We'll stay in touch. Good luck.
Yes, sir. I really appreciate y'all.
No doubt, man. BJ Ojulari, one of our favorites, stopping through here as he is headed off to the NFL draft. Will you go? Have they invited?
They haven't. I haven't heard nothing back from them yet.
If they invite you, would you go?
It's definitely something I have to think about, talk to family about. But it'll definitely be a great experience to go to the draft.
Absolutely. Yeah. Coming up, Kansas City in April, the NFL draft. BJ will have his name heard pretty early on and deserves it. We'll be back with more of the show, built as always by RMB Builders. Donaldsonville Glass and Body, the trusted name in frame, body, and automotive paint repair since 1977. They have served their customers for over 45 years. You can find them online at dgbauto.com or stop in and see them Railroad Avenue and Division Street out in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Look, they can help you with your insurance claims. They can make the repair process as stress-free as possible. I'm speaking from experience here. I've got numerous windshields, body repair, all done by Kenny and the crew over at Donaldsonville Glass and Body. They are, without question, the most well-equipped shop in the area. Stop in and see them today. Shop them online, dgbauto.com, or stop in and see the crew over in Division Street in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Hey fellas, it's Jordy Culotta for my friends over at Men's Total Health. Guys, do you suffer from fatigue, decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, weight gain or loss of muscle mass, signs of depression, anxiety, hair loss, mental fog, general loss of interest? Then you might be suffering from low testosterone. Go see my friend Mike Roach and his great team over at Men's Total Health, over in Metairie at menstotalhealth.net online. And stop in and see how they can change your life today. A simple shot and some knowledge from Mike Roach can get you back up, moving with your energy, get your sex drive back, build your muscle mass, make you feel young again. All online, menstotalhealth.net. Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz.
The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you by A-Bears Lawn Maintenance. Commercial or residential, A-Bears Lawn Maintenance is ready to work. A-Bears can tackle all your homeowners association requirements. Call Blake at 225-485-8022. A-Bears Lawn Maintenance.
Get going and get it done. Get going and get it done. Corrects done. Personal injury done. Workers' comp done. Truck wrecks done. Get going
Hey Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
Are you looking for sound financial advice? Then get in touch with Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. You can call him today at 225-261-8262 or email him daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. If you're planning for retirement, saving for college for children or grandchildren, or just looking for sound investment opportunities, get in touch with Daniel today, 225-261-8262, located on Magnolia Square Drive in Central. Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. Welcome back here, Jordy Culotta Show, live on this Thursday. Really appreciate BJ Ojulari for stopping in studio with us here and giving us a recap of yesterday and what the last couple of months have been like as he looks forward to the NFL draft. As we said, whoever gets him is going to be a steal. Always look forward to our conversations on Thursdays with The Voice. A huge one tonight at the Box. This has got to be one of those games for Chris Blair that probably going to be a long day until 7 o'clock as everybody's going to be waiting on that first pitch between Paul Skeens and Chad Dolander. You got a lot of money on the mound tonight, and Blair will be calling it for the LSU Sports Radio Network. He's with us here every Thursday. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Yeah, fired up. Let's go. You're right, man. It's going to take a long time to get to 7 o'clock. But
and then you got to wait till 6:30 tomorrow.
No different than fans. This one was circled as soon as the schedule came out last August. I mean, this is one you're looking forward to.
And we talked about the start to the SEC season for LSU. Look, man, this is a gauntlet. I mean, you go to A&M, you come home Arkansas, Tennessee, you travel to South Carolina, but for whatever reason, everybody's only talked about this one.
Yeah,
I mean, this has kind of been the one that everybody. Is it just the personalities?
Yeah. I think you go back to 2021. You know, LSU made 2 trips to Knoxville, and let me preface everything I say this morning about Tennessee is that Tony Vitello has done an incredible job to awaken a very long dormant baseball program. I mean, they weren't even worth discussing in the SEC picture up until Tony took over. So he's done an incredible job in recruiting, getting top-notch talent. Now they, by design, want to be the heel of college baseball. That's what they want to be. And again, tip your cap. That's who they are, and they embrace it. So good for them. But in 2021, I saw a program that basically you could easily tell had not won in a long time because they didn't know how to handle it. And it was evident by both trips. And so I'm hoping number of Tigers who were on that team, youngsters who were on that team that made those trips, I'm hoping they remember some of that because it was really it's kind of surprising to me at how bad it was. Paul Maneri was finishing up his career, the Super Regional, which again LSU went to Oregon and just had an incredible week there and got to the Super Regional. So the NCAA hosts the actual Super Regional. It's not a home game for Tennessee, just like it's not when LSU hosts here. And they had a 30, 45-second montage honoring Coach Maneri on his career, Hall of Fame, all the wins, and, actually asked him to come out of the dugout and, take a bow. And it was about a 40-second boo from the fans at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, which I thought was, A, classless, but B, I mean, it's like 40 seconds. Like when the game starts, pull for your team, get loud. That's not a problem. But so that kind of stuck in my craw. So I've been looking forward to this one, although I know it's going to be a battle because both teams are super talented. I mean, you got Dolander and Skeens going. That's a big pile of money and signing bonus that's coming up here in the next couple of months. And as I told you before we went on the air, you probably look at all of the talent that's on that field this weekend. you're probably over the next 2 to 3 years talking $50-60 million worth of signing bonus money. I mean, there's some talent out there.
It's comparison to like an LSU Bama game.
Yes,
where you can
absolutely.
like go back and say, look, this guy was even on the sideline.
Yeah.
This guy didn't even play. You know
Well, I think because Tennessee last year, again, kind of self-crowning themselves as the greatest team ever, yet they didn't get out, they didn't get to win a title. So that kind of negates all of that talk. If you don't win a title, you're not the greatest ever. And the fact that they're very good. And, Jay Johnson said it as soon as he got on the job last year. He goes, there are a couple of dragons in the SEC that we have to slay to get back to the top. Arkansas was one. Tennessee is going to be another. Last year in that trip to Nashville, they took care of Vanderbilt, but obviously Vanderbilt's playing good this year. So Tennessee's one of those teams that here over the last couple of years have been, kind of the standard bearers for the SEC. So it makes for plenty of drama, plenty of storylines, and really good talent on both sides.
Dylan Cruz was on that team you referenced. Can you put into words what we're seeing with him? I mean, he's
run out of words.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to carry a thesaurus to the ballpark. I mean, I don't know what else to say about him. I mean, I think what is it, 531 at the moment?
He's number one in everything. He's won in everything.
We were joking. He was perfect on Saturday. Buzzy and I in the nightcap were talking about at what point. You and I have discussed it. We've discussed it on this show that the way this lineup is built, there's really nobody you can pitch around. And you got Tommy White, who's always right behind Dylan Cruz, who, by the way, I think he's only hitting 400.
Right. Leading the country in ribbies.
Yes, right. But at what point do you just say, you know what, we're not pitching to Dylan Cruz? I mean, we'll give up the walk and take our chances with Tommy White.
They've done.
College baseball's Barry Bonds.
Absolutely.
I mean,
and then 2 seconds later, he takes one 438 feet over the left center field wall. I mean, it was
very
perfect.
easy.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I owe him a lot because it made it look like we knew exactly what we were talking about. But if I find out later, talking to Bill Franquez, that earlier this year there was a series where LSU won the series, obviously, and there was a coach that came up to Jay afterwards and said, hey, look, when the bases were loaded and Dylan was up, we literally thought about just walking him and giving up the one run instead of 2, 3, or possibly 4. Right. Like, it's just not worth it. And that's, to your point about Barry Bonds, that's who Dylan Cruz has become. And, through 24 games, it's one thing if you'd done it through the first 10 or you had a 5 or 8 game win streak and you were hitting over 500, but 24 games in, you're flipping a coin when he comes to the plate, basically, because he's going to hurt you. He's going to get a single, he's going to get a double, or he's going to put one over the wall. And not to mention his strikeouts to walks. There were a time early in his career where, he was going for the fences and he was wanting to smash baseballs and he would have some high strikeouts. And you kind of lived with it just because of what he can do.
Sure.
But now, I don't know the numbers. It's something like 24 walks to 11 strikeouts on the year. His on-base percentage by getting hit by pitch or getting walked, it's just like you're not – I haven't seen anybody that can get Dylan Cruz out. And I don't want to put that kind of pressure on him, not that he needs to worry about what I say, but
I don't think he hears any of it either.
No,
he just plays ball.
He just goes out and does his job. He's not flashy. He's the anti-Tennessee. Like, he would not fit in on Tony Vitello's roster because he just doesn't act the way they do.
Right. Cruz, you're too good, but silent. Get the hell out of here. LSU center fielder Dylan Cruz right now is number 1 in the nation in batting average, batting .542, on-base percentage at .667, and in runs scored at 48. He's number 2 in slugging percentage at .988 and hits with 45. As you said, third baseman Tommy White is number 1 in the nation in RBIs per game at just over 1.9 and number 2 in total ribbies. Right-hander Paul Skeens leads the nation in strikeouts. I mean, it's just...
Those are your top 2 guys. I mean, those guys I think are going to battle it out who goes first. Yeah. That's my true opinion. And there's a number of guys in the SEC, and Dolander happens to be one of them, that certainly is in that mix. And it depends on which team and what they need and all that stuff. But right now, I mean, it's pretty consensus across the board that it's Cruz and Skeens. And what's funny about this past weekend, which LSU just whipped Arkansas on Saturday after dropping game 1, 26-7. They outscore the Razorbacks, which is a very good hitting team, by the way. And all that, it all kind of encapsulated, Jordy, in the weekend. That Doug Thompson's doing the game with me, the first game on Saturday, and literally midway through the game after Dylan's 1 for 2 or 2 for 2, I said, Doug, you won a title with Skip. You saw some great players before you, great players that played with you and after you. is anybody better than Dylan Cruz? And Doug basically laid out the argument. His methodology was you could pick a power hitter. There's a number of guys who hit, back in the day, 40 home runs.
Larson and those guys.
Larson and those guys. Power hitter, yeah, there's some better ones. Fielder, maybe. He could take each category.
Sure.
But overall, no. He said Dylan Cruz is the best. So we get to Saturday night. Buzzy's doing the game. Same question. I said, Buzzy, you played for Coach Maneri. You won a title. You played with some good guys. You saw guys. You grew up following LSU baseball. Where does Dylan Cruz rank? He said he's the best ever. Total package, he's the best ever. Lo and behold, Dave Neal, who's one of my favorites, he's doing the TV. He's running around the press box Saturday night asking everybody who's been around, where does Dylan Cruz rank? So he happens to get Bill Franquez because he knows Bill's seen everybody. Sure. And Bill says, that's not even a question, Dave. I mean, he's the best ever.
Damn.
So imagine I'm having these conversations. Game ends Saturday night. I leave. I get in the car to go home, and I'm listening to Bill and Jay. And out of the blue, Bill Franquez, who is not the type that just throws stuff out there.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? He's very
very
determined.
Calculated.
Yeah. When he talks, it means something. And out of the blue, he just says, Coach Dylan Cruz is by far the best player I've ever seen wear an LSU uniform. Jay follows up by saying he's the best baseball player I've ever seen, period. Forget level. He just said total package, he's the best ever. So we went from the first part of the season saying, hey, don't say this out loud, but I mean, is he a chance he's the best ever? You know what I mean? Or am I crazy? And now it just seems like after 24 games, it's a foregone conclusion. And that's not taking anything away from the hundreds of great players LSU has had over the years, but that's how good this guy is. And I actually try to convince myself, and I'll do it again tonight before the game starts, don't take for granted you had a chance to watch him play in college. Because, I mean, it's hard to believe. This is his third year, and we're watching the last year of him playing for LSU.
No,
I could come back.
I remember my dad. I remember my dad telling us about Shaq his junior year.
Yeah.
Like, we got 20 of these opportunities left. You don't know what I'm telling you. You don't understand what I'm saying. But at some point, you're going to look back on this and say that you saw Shaquille O'Neal play every home game of his final season in basketball. You have those same conversations with youngsters that are watching Cruz. I mean, this is just
people say to me all the time, Jordy, you're biased. You wear purple and gold lenses, and I don't even try to argue that. Of course I do. Right. They write my check.
I mean, like in the hat.
Yeah, I wouldn't have anything. I wouldn't have anything to wear, or wouldn't be able to eat.
A Culotta Show hoodie.
So I get it. But I do tell people this year, like the midweek games, if you haven't made it out to see this team play, and Dylan Cruz is obviously the highlight, but I mean, Tommy White, Gavin Dugas, I mean, just pick the guy you want to talk about. If you haven't seen this team, that's why I invite you out. I mean, midweek game, weekend game, whenever it is, people are going to be talking, regardless. There's a lot of baseball left to be played, and who knows what's going to happen in a month or 2 months from now. Yeah. But the way they're playing right now, you're missing out opportunities to see a fantastic, no, I'm not going to say it. I sound like Tony Vitello. A chance to see one of the great baseball teams that's playing right now.
Number 1 versus number 9 tonight at the box, 7 o'clock first pitch. Paul Skeens versus Chad Dollander. It is going to be must-watch television. It'll be must-listen to radio. It'll be must be in attendance if you have tickets to get in.
Do you get a little bit of a feel, like if you feel a little bit different about going into this game versus it doesn't feel like a regular baseball game, but you've seen so many. Is this something that you still, like you said, you circled on the calendar?
Are big games for you?
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking earlier today, I mean, I may stand up most of the game, and football I usually do stand up, just the way the booth is constructed. Baseball, though, is a little different. It's a little slower. But I mean, it's going to be every single pitch, every throw of the ball is going to have the potential to go one way or the other. So yeah, I'll be fired up. I mean, I got a text from Doug this morning. He's like, it's going to be electric tonight, bro. So I know he's fired up for it. Starting. Yeah, he's ready. It's 7 a.m. He's ready to go. No doubt. It's like, we got 12 hours, bro. Pump the brakes.
He's throwing a bullpen this morning.
I got Cam up catching a pin.
That's right.
Son, wake up.
There was royalty out at LSU yesterday. I thought you saw that with Belichick and the crew out for Pro Day, man. It kind of brought out the stars.
Yeah.
That's always a big day on campus. Always a cool day on campus.
It is a cool day, but yeah, I mean, you're seeing again, it goes to what Coach Kelly is doing in a short amount of time. I spoke to a group here in Baton Rouge last night, and we talked about what Kim Mulkey's done in 2 years. we're watching what Jay Johnson has done in 2 years. And now you're seeing with Pro Day yesterday, the talent number one, I think, 16, 17 guys, if memory serves, for LSU. But every NFL team there, and not just the NFL team. I mean, when you got Belichick walking around and you're, and that's the thing. We use this term now in media, which I'm not a big fan of, but it's called evergreen, where you do one thing and then you guys do it. You do it every day.
Put it in the can.
Yeah, but that's kind of what for Coach Kelly's program. When I see stuff like yesterday happen, that's what I think, because they're going to be able to get a lot of mileage out of that. Obviously, the initial impact is those players that were out participating get seen by the guys that make decisions at the highest level of football. But number two, suddenly now that goes out on social media, and you got guys deciding in high school where they want to go, and the story remains the same. You come to LSU, you're going to have the chance, if you're successful, to punch your ticket anywhere you want to go. And so that goes on, lives on beyond yesterday.
I love what it does for like Harold Perkins and Mason Smith.
Oh, gosh,
too,
yeah.
Who are sitting over there thinking, I'm here next, and look at Bill Belichick. Let me get back in the room and go train some.
Yeah, let me just go say hey real quick.
Right. Mulkey and the crew playing in the Final Four this weekend. It's crazy. LSU's been there. They went to 4 straight, and then they're looking for their first Final Four win. They may be able to break through this week. They'll play Virginia Tech, and then on the other side, of course, South Carolina is there. But like you said, 2 years, and here we are.
Oh, you can tell. I mean, when I got here, people talked about, hey, look, this is the success of this program, and they always reference the Final Four runs back to back to back to back. And it's been 15 years, and you can tell by the way the city has responded, the buzz that it's around women's basketball, that they were ready for this type of team, this type of run. There was a wild scene over there before the team left on Tuesday over at the Maravich Center. So there, you can tell that the excitement's there. It's interesting. I was watching where they said the Iowa-Louisville game had, higher ratings than NBA games this year, last weekend.
I saw that.
And, again, the ratings have been up across the board for women's basketball. And, there's no denying the fact that Coach Mulkey, her profile, the way this team is played, the personalities that are on this team, had a major impact on lifting women's basketball, not just here in Louisiana and South Louisiana, but really for the country. Yeah. And I give Dawn Staley a lot of credit, too, the program she's built. But you've seen this rise from coast to coast on the interest of women's basketball. And as I said, there's no denying that Coach Mulkey and LSU has not had a major impact on that. And they'll continue to be able to do that when they take to the floor. I think against Virginia Tech, I'll be shocked if the Hokies try anything different that Miami did, which was try to force LSU to shoot from the perimeter and from deep. Like, they do not want to give up layups at the rim. They do not want Reese to just be able to dominate in the paint. So I think they're going to try to force her out. But I got a sense listening to Coach Mulkey talk about how, I think she was quoted as saying it was an ugly game.
During her third to fourth quarter interview, she looked at the score and she goes, "My God, if I was at home, I'd turn this thing off."
Yeah. So I think there's going to be a rededication to again establish the strengths of LSU. So looking forward to a good game. We'll be calling the action at the box, but we'll have a monitor nearby watching what's happening in Dallas.
Have a great call tonight. I know tonight will
be fun, man.
Juiced, man. That'll be a great spot to be.
Fun. Voice is going to crack. It's going to be wild.
Hell yeah. You'll have a great seat. LSU Sports Radio Network, 30 minutes prior to first pitch, which will be 6:30 tonight. 7 o'clock first pitch tonight with Paul Skeens and Chad Dolander. Tomorrow first pitch at 6:30, so that pregame will crank up for you at 6 o'clock on the network. And then Saturday at 1 p.m. to round out these three. It'll be electric, man. 1 versus 9, Tigers versus Vols. We're here. Have a great call. Good to see you.
Let's do it. See you at the box. Kick some orange ass.
Chris Blair, there he is, the voice. We'll be back. Close it out here on the Jordy Culotta Show, powered and built by R&B Builders.
They should have to throw oranges.
Donaldsonville Glass and Body, the trusted name in frame, body, and automotive paint repair since 1977. They have served their customers for over 45 years. You can find them online at dgbauto.com or stop in and see them Railroad Avenue and Division Street out in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Look, they can help you with your insurance claims. They can make the repair process as stress-free as possible. I'm speaking from experience here. I've got numerous windshields, body repair, all done by Kenny and the crew over at Donaldsonville Glass and Body. They are, without question, the most well-equipped shop in the area. Stop in and see them today. Shop them online, dgbauto.com, or stop in and see the crew over in Division Street in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Hey fellas, it's Jordy Culotta for my friends over at Men's Total Health. Guys, do you suffer from fatigue, decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, weight gain or loss of muscle mass, signs of depression, anxiety, hair loss, mental fog, general loss of interest? Then you might be suffering from low testosterone. Go see my friend Mike Roach and his great team over at Men's Total Health over in Metairie at menstotalhealth.net online. And stop in and see how they can change your life today. A simple shot and some knowledge from Mike Roach can get you back up, moving with your energy, get your sex drive back, build your muscle mass, make you feel young again. All online, menstotalhealth.net. Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz.
The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you by A-Bears Lawn Maintenance. Commercial or residential, A-Bears Lawn Maintenance is ready to work. A-Bears can tackle all your homeowners association requirements. Call Blake at 225-485-8022. A-Bears Lawn Maintenance.
Get Gordon and get it done. Get Gordon and get it done. Corrects done. Personal injury done. Workers' comp done. Truck wrecks done. Get Gordon and get it done. Get Gordon and get it done.
All right, welcome back here. Jordy Culotta Show, powered and built by R&B Builders. Remember our friends over at City Cafe, citycafebr.net, citycafebr.net. Daily lunch specials for you over there. You can also pick up Sunday brunch from our friends over at City Cafe. Good stuff from Chris Blair, as Blair will be on the call tonight. As we said, tonight the box will be electric as LSU Tennessee gets going at 7 p.m. Appreciate BJ Ojulari for stopping by as well. Ojulari going to be taking part in the NFL draft coming up here in a couple of weeks. He had his pre-draft workouts come to a close yesterday with LSU's Pro Day being completed, and Ojulari stood out as he just jumped yesterday with his vertical, as he was able to jump 32.5 inches. He actually jumped 33.5. He jumped 32.5 at the NFL Combine.
Bad hammy.
Yeah, with a bad hand.
I think he did a long jump too.
Those are all hamstring.
Broad, yeah.
That's impressive.
I know it is impressive because you definitely have to use that hammy for.
I would imagine the explosiveness. Should we do watch party Friday? LSU women's.
LSU women's and
LSU baseball.
That's on you, watch party guy.
Something to
Big watch party guy here.
Big watch party guy.
Big watch party guy.
All right,
What's
everybody.
he ever done?
Everybody have a great day. Nothing. Everybody have a great day. We appreciate you being out there.
A little rabbit.
Make sure and like, share, give us a comment as we'll be back with you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. See you at the box tonight. Driving the bandwagon up at around 6 p.m.
Man's using his press pass.
Hell yeah, I'm going.
Okay.
He's using his press pass.
Yeah, it's from the one from Guarantee.
Yeah, right. Does this still work?
Yo, remember me?
All right, have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
I've been to the box since 2009.